but a little different take. We're expecting the Pittsburgh Steelers to draft a quarterback, even if it's not in the first round. At some point in the NFL draft, chances are they're going to draft a quarterback. That will leave them with 4 quarterbacks heading into training camp, which is what they wanted. Dwayne Haskins is on a tender, which is $2.54 million. And Mason Rudolph is, as Darwin, appreciate you, said, is a $5 million deal in 2022. Mitchell Trubisky is presumed right now the starter. You add a rookie in there. At what point do we start talking about, and that point is right now, just to answer my own question, is Mason Rudolph going to get cut by the end of the summer?
I don't think so.
Why?
I
I
don't think
just
so.
want to hear your reasoning.
This is where we disagree. So under Tomlin, they've never kept 4 quarterbacks, right? They've
Nope.
always been a 3 quarterback team. I think obviously it's going to be. I think Trubisky and I think whatever rookie they draft have their spots locked and guaranteed for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
And then you kind of get into an argument between Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins, which has been an argument in Pittsburgh since Haskins got to the Steelers organization. What has Dwayne Haskins done to prove he's a better quarterback than Mason Rudolph? Ignore Trubisky, ignore the rookie quarterback coming in. Just looking at Rudolph versus Haskins, what advantages does he have?
So I don't know if he's done anything that has impressed more than Mason Rudolph. I will say this. Since he's arrived in Pittsburgh, he has gotten 3 times the amount of praise from Mike Tomlin, Ben Roethlisberger, Matt Canada than Mason Rudolph has ever gotten in his career. Ever. I just think that they see the upside. I don't know if there's any upside left, but I think that they see the upside more than Mason, who they hoped had upside and has none.
I agree with that. But can we also agree it's very easy to praise a new guy into organization who you know for a fact does not have to throw a meaningful pass in a football game for you? An example, Mitch Trubisky at Buffalo last year. Trubisky got rave reviews for the Bills because he played behind Josh Allen and didn't have to do anything except get paid $1 million and hold a clipboard. It is super easy to say those things.
It is super easy to say those things. So why hasn't anybody said them about Mason Rudolph?
And here's where the disconnect comes in. I don't think the Steelers like Mason Rudolph's personality. I don't think anybody likes Mason Rudolph's personality. To be very, very honest, kind of seems like a dick. He kind of seems like a dude I would not want to go out and take tequila shots with, right? But
I don't know if I want to take tequila shots with Dwayne Haskins either, but keep going.
Right. I think Mason's a better quarterback, and I think you keep the better quarterback.
Oh, see, I strongly disagree with that one. I don't think Mason's a better quarterback at all.
Dwayne Haskins, okay, look at the preseason last year. Dwayne Haskins had the perfect opportunity to show he was a better quarterback than Mason Rudolph. Played against a starting defense, I believe it was the Panthers in week 4 of the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
Bombed it.
Did bomb it. I will give you that. Did bomb it. Has not done anything to say he's a starting quarterback in the NFL. I just think that traits and upside still left in his game is extremely higher than – I mean, Mason Rudolph can't win a regular season game with his full-time starters on both sides of the ball against the winless Detroit Lions. So it's not as if his opportunities have been good. You know, Mason Rudolph hasn't won a football game in 3 years. That's a long time. I just think that, yeah, I mean, that's very true. If you have 3, you don't have 1. We agree with that one. We all agree with that one. I don't think that there's a single quarterback on the Pittsburgh Steelers that's starting quality except for Mitchell Trubisky, and I think that's a very low-end starting quality. But I just think that at some point, the Steelers have been searching for a way to not make Mason Rudolph their starter
That is true.
Why are they going to make him their backup? Because he's not going to be the backup. Like, do you think he's going to
third string? And that's cool.
You're going to pay your third string quarterback $5 million?
Yeah, I mean, okay. What's the dead money on him if he gets cut?
I don't know.
It would have to be a post June 1st designation, right?
Yeah,
They're not going to cut him until after the preseason when you have to get to the final 53.
All right, so let me ask you this: if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers and you draft somebody and you have these 4 quarterbacks, what's holding you back from saying, let's just get rid of Mason Rudolph now, not take that dead money, and we have 3 quarterbacks, we could go get a 4th somewhere? Feel good about it. Bring Josh Dobbs back. Josh Dobbs is a great competition piece.
Oh, my goodness.
Not a starter, but Josh Dobbs is a quality piece to have on your football team. We've agreed on that in the
quarterback room, not as a player.
But that's what you want. What are you looking for in your 4th quarterback? Are you looking for a starter? You're
not going to carry 4 quarterbacks. That's the whole point of the conversation, is that we're trying to decide on a guy to cut, so they're not going to carry a 4th quarterback.
Exactly. So what's holding you back if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers from cutting Mason Rudolph before June 1st so that you don't have to deal with this dead money? You save $5 million in cap space, and you could go get a guy like Josh Dobbs. And then that's your 4th quarterback.
Because Mason Rudolph is a better quarterback than Josh Dobbs.
Yes, he is. But Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins have already been removed from contention as the Steelers starter.
Right.
So why, if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers and you're thinking Mitchell Trubisky has the upside to be a starter, Mason doesn't. That's why we brought in Mitchell Trubisky and a rookie.
Yeah, I agree.
Why would you not just say, well, might as well just move on now?
Because I agree. I totally agree. And maybe in hindsight, they should not have given Mason that $5 million deal. But he's still a better quarterback than Haskins, in my opinion. I know a lot of people disagree with me. He's still a better quarterback than Josh Dobbs. And at the end of the day, you just want the most talented guys to be on your roster in the room. Very likely, what would happen is, okay. Do you think Haskins or Rudolph, if cut in the preseason, would be picked up by another team?
Oh, yeah.
I think
minimum money. Yeah. Okay, so would you trade them? A lot of people in the comments right now are talking about trading them. Would you trade either of them? No, I don't think anybody's taking Haskins. That's what I'm trying to say is, what are you going to get for him? So if your options are to just trash $5 million or get rid of them some way or another, what are you doing? You're Kevin Colbert. What are you doing? Or Brandon
I'm hanging on to Mason Rudolph.
I'm
cutting Dwayne Haskins as the 4th quarterback. Look, at the end of the day, hopefully neither Haskins or Rudolph are going to see time for the Steelers next year. And I go back to this point all the time. If Haskins or Rudolph was as good as anybody within their respective fan base wants to make them out to be, Haskins would still be the quarterback at Washington, and Mason Rudolph would be the undisputed starter for Pittsburgh. Trubisky would be bagging groceries somewhere, and Desmond Ridder would be a 2nd-round quarterback.
I get all that. That's my argument here, is there's no point for Mason Rudolph to be here or for Dwayne Haskins, but at least Dwayne Haskins is $2.5 million cheaper, and he's younger, he's got more upside.
It's a little late to be playing the cap game. They've already factored all of that money into their salary cap space. Like, how are we going to sit on a podcast and say, oh, the Steelers have so much money to give Minka another contract and potentially restructure and extend Deontay, and then be like, hey, bro, this guy's $2.5 million cheaper than the other quarterback. They need to cut him. Like that's not a two-way road.
But at that point in the season, it might be. Like by June 1st, it might be.
No,
I just think
it can't be.
If you're looking to restructure some people, if you're looking to do all these things, like that's the easiest road to take. That's the easiest road to take.
If you want to cut Mason Rudolph because you think Dwayne Haskins is a better quarterback, go for it. If you're cutting Mason Rudolph for the simple fact that he is worth $5 million heading into the next season, shouldn't have given that money in the first place.
But you needed to give that money in the first place because you still had hope that Mason Rudolph was the guy. And then throughout the season, you realized again for the 3rd time that he wasn't the guy. And at that point, you had enough.
Like a wise man once told me, hope in one hand and shit in the other and see what fills up faster.
But I don't get your argument. Like your argument is just like take the loss. That doesn't make any sense for an NFL team. But they never just take the loss.
You don't need to take a loss. He's already factored into the salary cap. Like the Steelers are not strapped for cash right now. And
but
so
they always try to carry $10 million into the season. They don't have that $10 million right now.
Well, they try to carry 5.
No, they try to carry 10.
They'll need 10 for the upcoming draft and like the future contracts and stuff like that.
And then they carry 10 in. Trust me, I was sitting right in front of Kevin Colbert when he said we carry $10 million into the season just in case. So they need 10. Right now they have 5. They still need a safety. You're telling me they're not playing the cap game? You're still not playing the money game?
They shouldn't be taking they shouldn't be playing the cap game because there's no cap game that they need to play.
Yes, there is.
You sat on this podcast 2 weeks ago and told me the Steelers should not be strapped for cash because they can easily restructure a couple guys and get like $30 million or something close to that.
Yeah, but all that money is going to go towards Minka and Deontay.
Why not do that instead of worrying about your third string quarterback making $5 million?
Because it's a third string quarterback. Because you could restructure those guys. Because you could restructure those guys, extend Minka Fitzpatrick and Deontay Johnson, and then you could still carry your $10 million into the season. It just works out so well, and all you're losing is your third string quarterback.
Look, this team is the same team who gave Ladarius Green $20 million and found out after the fact that he had headaches from concussion. So I'm not exactly saying these guys are the brightest with their money. I'm saying.
But that's a terrible argument. That's just you just admitting you're wrong. They are geniuses with their money. When have the Steelers ever made bad money?
They're geniuses at creating money.
Yeah, that's what we're doing here.
Not with their money.
But they're creating the money. They already spent it. You're telling me all the moves that the Pittsburgh Steelers have made this offseason suggest that they've been bad with money?
Okay, so if you cut Mason Rudolph, okay, his cap figure goes from $4.04 million to $1.04 million. Okay, you're saving that $3 million. Yeah, $3 million in that. What are you going to do with that $3 million that you cannot do with restructured contracts elsewhere across the board?
But you're not looking to restructure to save the $10 million to just have it sitting there. That's what I'm trying to get at is the Steelers never go and restructure TJ Watt because they need $10 million to go into the season. Yeah, but they would get rid of people to have $10 million to go into the season. And Mason Rudolph is the easiest one to get rid of.
Okay, so why not get rid of him right now?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Why not get rid of him right now and then have Haskins as your quarterback 3 going into the season?
And that's what I need. That's what I'm saying is you do that, but you have to get a quarterback first. Because say all the quarterbacks go before 20 and you're sitting there with Carson Strong, you're going, we're going to take Jordan Davis. That sounds like a much better pick.
Yeah.
So they need a quarterback first. So I'm saying by the June 1st deadline. I'm telling you, man. Mason could be gone by June 1st.
This whole argument comes down to who we think is going to be the third quarterback on the roster, right? My argument is Mason is the better quarterback, and your argument is Haskins is the cheaper quarterback.
Yep.
Okay, I will make a gentleman's bet with you right now that Mason Rudolph is going to be the third quarterback over Dwayne Haskins. Whatever you want it to be.
All right. We'll think about. I don't know what we should do, like public push-ups or something.
Public push-ups.
I like that.
We should. Let's do a giveaway. How about that?
Okay. Loser this supplies the giveaway. All right. Yep. I cannot wait. Cannot wait for Donnie to be giving away a jersey. We'll even make it better. The jersey of the rookie quarterback. We'll give away the jersey of the rookie quarterback.
Okay, I like that.
If it's not $1 million, but we'll be giving away. We'll do a giveaway. If Mason Rudolph is gone, I'm feeling so good about winning this that it's ridiculous. If we're being honest, ridiculous. And these comments have been going so hard.
Yeah, they have.
Because I appreciate all you guys.
You said your buddy's turning red. Bro, I promise I'm sunburnt from ASU spring practice. I promise.
Yeah, shut up. You live in Arizona. We get it.
I do.
I'm just saying. I feel really good about it. I've never in a million years expected you to argue that Mason Rudolph should be a quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers moving forward. But I'm glad that you did. I'm glad that you did, because the wonderful fans of All Steelers Talk
They'll put words in my mouth. I think he's a better quarterback than Dwayne Haskins, which is what this is coming from. And I don't think the Steelers are going to prioritize the cap hit like you guys think he will.
I would make another argument that I think Josh Dobbs is better than them, but both of them. But I don't think I have time to go over everything that I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers would fit. I think in Matt Canada's offense, Josh Dobbs would play decent. I think Dwayne Haskins and Mason Rudolph, I don't know what you do when you plug them into a mobile quarterback offense. I don't know how they're going to compete this summer in Matt Canada. Like, what are they going to do? Like, they're going to be like, all right, guys, you're going to run. We're running bootlegs. And Mason Rudolph's going to be like, what do you bootleg? I don't even know what that is, man. I ran the shotgun at Oklahoma State. Yeah. I ran Ben's. I couldn't even score 22 points against the Lions on Ben's offense last year. You want me to now be a mobile quarterback? Like, if I'm Mason Rudolph, I would have requested a trade the second Mitchell Trubisky got signed. Easy.
I would agree.
Easy. That being said, do you think that before we head out of here, do you think there's any trade capital here? There's comments in there that say, like, during the draft, blah, blah, blah. You think you can get anything for Mason Rudolph?
I think if you're going to move Rudolph, the draft would probably be the time to do it, especially like if a team is looking for like a quarterback in the like mid to late rounds. Yeah. I just like, for a guy who's taken in the second round and has not lived up to his potential like at all, there's like very little I feel like you can kind of squeeze out of him there.
Yeah, I don't know what you'd get from Mason Rudolph. Maybe 7th round pick. I'd trade him for a 6th round pick. I feel like, go ahead, man. That sounds fantastic to me. Dwayne Haskins, I think you can get the same thing. I mean, and I think you could trade both of those guys before you could trade Jimmy Garoppolo, right now. Easy. Or 7th. I mean, I'll do anything.